What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another 330x portfolio and market update. We have a lot to untangle this week, so get ready. The Swiss central bank was the first one to cut rates. Ethereum Foundation has received a confidential inquiry by a state authority, and many speculate that this might be the SEC issuing a subpoena. BlackRock has launched its own token on the Ethereum network. Trading volume on Solana has surpassed that of Ethereum. Coinbase has announced futures trading for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin, and as always, much more. But before we get to any of that, guys, please, for me, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click that noti bell. Now let's get into the video. Okay, guys, we're going to start with some bullish crypto news. Swiss central bank first to cut interest rates. And we all know what that means. Swiss bank is the first one to start the money printer, and the more money that's circulating, the more money to invest into risk assets. So that's very bullish for crypto. The next one we've got, however, is not so bullish. Ethereum Foundation has received a confidential inquiry from a state authority. So this little canary here is what was previously displayed on the Ethereum website, and it was there to represent that the Ethereum Foundation was never contacted by any government authority with a confidential inquiry. The only purpose of this canary was to quietly inform investors that Ethereum is under investigation by a government. And as you can see over here, the commit removed an image of a canary representing that the Ethereum Foundation has not been contacted by an agency in a way that required contact not to be disclosed. It also removed text that said the Ethereum Foundation has never been contacted by any agency anywhere in the world in a way which requires that contact not to be disclosed. And many people are speculating that this is the SEC issuing a subpoena to the Ethereum Foundation. The reason why is because with the upcoming Ethereum ETF deadline in May, for which we already know that the SEC is not treating in the same respect as Bitcoin ETFs and have not been in contact with applicants, so perhaps they want to deny it. But the only way to deny it is by providing a reasonable explanation as to why they cannot issue the ETFs. And many investors are speculating that in the eyes of the SEC, Ethereum is a security. We'll get to why that may be in a second, but first, let's get into this article from the blog stating Coinbase legal chief argues SEC has no good reason to deny spot Ethereum ETFs. And Paul Grillo continues to say that recent comparisons between Ether and Bitcoin by the SEC's own trial lawyers in the case against Ripple Labs, the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and federal court's confirmation of Ether as a commodity, and the Ether futures contract, which started trading in CFTC-regulated futures exchange in 2021, were additional arguments against the classification of Ether as a security. Then he continues, and I quote, "Digital assets like Ether that do not involve an ongoing contractual obligation related to a business enterprise are not investment contracts or otherwise securities. Even if the test was applied, Ether fails it anyway," he argued. But if that is the case, then why would the SEC go down that path? Well, for an example, let's take the ongoing case between SEC and Ripple. You see, the judge on that case ruled that XRP is not a security and it does not violate any securities laws when sold on public exchanges. However, the judge also gave a partial win to the SEC because they ruled the initial coin offering of XRP was a securities contract and violated securities laws because XRP was not registered with the SEC. Because of this ruling, the SEC now has ground to sue Ethereum as well. So the number one reason why Ethereum might get sued by the SEC is because the initial coin offering of Ethereum violated securities laws. The second reason why is because of Ethereum staking. Shortly after Ethereum became proof of stake, Gary Gensler said that proof of stake blockchains might be securities. He did not mention Ethereum, but Ethereum is a proof of stake blockchain. So now that we know that the SEC has some ground to sue Ethereum and the Ethereum Foundation, what happens if the SEC classifies ETH as a security? Well, it's needless to say that the crypto market will have a major retracement if this happens. Make sure you're subscribed and keep your eyes open because I will soon be uploading a video of 5 coins to buy that will 100x if this happens. Now, the rest of the article goes on to say how the US should not have jurisdiction over a company that is based in Switzerland, like Ethereum. And also that if the SEC decides to sue Ethereum, we will most likely see some sort of pushback from the CFTC, which currently oversees the Ethereum's futures market. However, one thing that caught my eye was the demerge. And for those of you that don't know, the merge was the initial move from Ethereum being a proof of work blockchain to a proof of stake blockchain. Of course, the demerge would be the exact opposite. However, even the article says that this in itself is unlikely. It took Ethereum developers at and outside of the Ethereum Foundation years to switch to staking. So presumably it will take them years to switch back to proof of work as well, which will cause Ethereum's price to drastically drop and most likely remove it from the top two cryptocurrencies. This is of course very unlikely because Vitalik and the Ethereum Foundation would not jeopardize Ethereum's future in that way. Now of course this is ongoing news and I'll make sure to keep you updated. Moving on to the next one, BlackRock seeing only a little bit demand for Ethereum from clients, says head of digital assets. And they go on to say part of the reason why asset manager, which in previous years had been opposed to Bitcoin, decided to launch a Bitcoin ETF was because clients were consistent and enduring in expressing their interest in Bitcoin through both bull and bear markets, Michnik said. He said they had also gotten frustrated about how difficult it was to get exposure to crypto assets. Really, BlackRock? Really? We're gonna play this game now? And the reason why I say this is because BlackRock has filed to launch its own token on the Ethereum network. Look at this. BlackRock aims to launch tokenized investment fund, seeks SEC's nod for BUIDL, fund on Ethereum. The globe's most substantial asset manager by assets under management, BlackRock, has submitted a form to the US Securities and Exchange Commission for the initiation of a tokenized investment fund. And they've not just submitted the form, guys. This is Etherscan and it already shows that the token has been created. BlackRock, USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund. BUIDL. This is why I always say, watch what they do, not what they say. Okay, moving on to the next one. World's largest pension fund seeks information on Bitcoin under portfolio diversification plan. Now bear in mind that this is a pension fund in Japan, not the US. However, the government pension investment fund, which has 1.4 trillion in assets under management, requested data on potential investment diversification tools such as Bitcoin and precious metals like gold, which the company considers illiquid and does not currently hold. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that they will invest into Bitcoin, but it shows that the demand for Bitcoin, even from pension funds, is there. Which leads me to the next article. Bitcoin demands in Argentina reach its highest point in nearly 2 years. Here's a graph of Bitcoin purchases over the past 20 months in Argentina, and you can see that in the last week they've had the highest amount of Bitcoin purchased in a single week since January 2023. Okay, now we're going on to some Solana news. Solana declared most popular blockchain so far this year by CoinGecko Research. And of course I like my graph, so we've got a graph to back this up. Solana leads with 49% interest in blockchain ecosystems in 2024. It pretty much 4x the interest Ethereum received. Now of course this is mainly due to low fees and the meme coin rally on Solana that we recently had. Nevertheless, Solana has become a force not to be reckoned with, and this has been proven in the charts as well. Okay, on to the next one. Coinbase is more than just a crypto exchange, JMP Securities. If you guys don't know who JMP are, they are an investment bank based in the US. JMP knows that Coinbase's daily spot trading volume in the first quarter is averaging about 3.3 billion, which has more than doubled from the fourth quarter last year. The newly launched derivatives platform is also scaling at a tremendous pace. And if you guys don't know what derivatives platform they're talking about, well, Coinbase launches futures trading for Dogecoin, Litecoin, and Bitcoin Cash from April 1st. This is of course very bullish for all these three coins. However, something that you might notice is that all three of these coins are proof-of-work blockchains. And of course, we know that proof-of-work blockchains are definitely not securities. Coinbase is now able to list proof-of-work blockchains on their futures trading platform. And something else that comes to mind is if we check the proof-of-work tokens by market capitalization, we can see that the first one is of course Bitcoin, then Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, which all three of them have been listed on Coinbase, and of course Ethereum Classic, which is a fork of Ethereum, and the next one after that is Casper. So in my opinion, this is very, very bullish for Casper as it may at some point be listed on Coinbase. Okay, moving on to the next one. GPT-4 kind of sucks compared to GPT-5. Coming this year, OpenAI's Sam Altman. We will release an amazing model this year. The highly anticipated GPT-5 update is now visible on the horizon, with Altman finally confirming that it will be released later this year. Although the name of the new version is still not set, OpenAI's current GPT 4.5 Turbo is arguably the best large language model available. However, Altman believes that GPT-5 will significantly outperform its predecessor. Now, this is not just bullish for AI, but also bullish for crypto AI coins. Because if the AI hype continues to grow this year, we will likely see that crypto AI coins continue to rally. So watch out for my next video because I have a couple of AI AI gems that are not to be missed. Continuing with the article, part of the reason that we deploy the way we do, we call it iterative deployment. Rather than build in secret until we got all the way to GPT-5, we decided to talk about GPT-1, 2, 3, and 4, Altman said. This strategy, he argued, allows the world to adapt to AI advancements gradually and encourages thoughtful consideration of their implications. Is that so? Or is it because of the lawsuit from Elon Musk? Altman then went on to say, I expect that the delta between 5 and 4 will be the same as between 4 and 3. I don't want to downplay the accomplishment of GPT-4, but I don't want to overstate it either. I think at this point we're on an exponential curve. We will look back relatively soon at GPT-4 like we look back at GPT-3 now. You see, the difference between GPT-3 and GPT-4 is that GPT-3 can only accept text inputs. However, GPT-4 can accept text and image inputs and can produce text and image outputs. Then he continues to say, we'll return to work on developing robots. I think it's sort of depressing if we have AGI and the only way to get things done in the physical world is to make a human go do it. I really hope that as part of this transition, we also get humanoid robots of some sort. We'll probably won't see a humanoid robot as soon as GPT-5, but he did say that they'll return to work on developing robots. And not only that, but rumors have been circulating that Altman has been in conversation to launch a hardware startup focused on building custom chips for AI applications. This potential venture could complement OpenAI's renewed focus on robotics, providing the necessary hardware infrastructure to support the development of advanced humanoid robots. And we know that it's not just OpenAI that is turning its focus towards robotics either, guys. I already covered the humanoid robot of Figure 1 in my previous video, so you can go back and watch that if you like. Then of course Altman commented on the lawsuit from Musk, saying that OpenAI was a bad choice of name because they want to keep some stuff open source and others not. He also gave his perspective on why Elon left the company. He thought OpenAI was going to fail. He wanted total control to turn it around. We wanted to keep going in the direction that now has become OpenAI, Altman explained. He also wanted Tesla to be able to build an AGI effort. At various times, he wanted to make OpenAI into a for-profit company that he could have control over or have it merged with Tesla. We didn't want to do that, and he decided to leave, which is fine, Altman continued. He pointed out that Musk only announced that his own AI model Grok would be open source after his attack on Altman's company was deemed hypocritical by the community. So now you have both sides of the story. You have Elon Musk's side and Sam Altman's side. This is not to say that either one is right. However, this is a channel about transparency, and this is exactly why I'm bringing you both sides of the story so you can make your own decisions on who to support and who not to. Either way, this channel is to provide general perspective and not advice in any way. Okay, moving on to the next one. Floki Inu roadmap reveals plans for regulated bank accounts. Now this right here is quite interesting, guys, because Floki Inu is a meme coin that is trying to provide actual utility to its users. I've had a look at their roadmap and it reveals that these accounts will be fully regulated and you'll be able to fund them using Floki tokens. And not only that, but they've teamed up with an undisclosed licensed fintech firm operating across strategic locations like Canada, Spain, Dominica, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates. The digital bank accounts will facilitate SWIFT payments and single Euro payment area international bank accounts number. Now, if they're able to work with SWIFT, this will be a very, very big move for Floki. The reason why is because our current banking system is run on SWIFT payments. So if they're able to integrate SWIFT, they can potentially make payments all over the world. Now, I don't know about you, but this has definitely put Floki on my meme coin radar. Okay guys, with this we're coming to the end of the video. If you like the information I provide to you, make sure you subscribe and keep your eyes open for my next video that will tell you the exact 5 coins to buy that will 100x if the SEC decides to sue Ethereum and the Ethereum Foundation. Goodbye and see you in the next one.